everyone. So I'm here in my home court in Cerritos Park East. As it turns out, I'm not going to be playing here at all this week. Could be next week. Who knows what the schedule will be like for April. But I am here to express a few things. First of all, I did serve my one game, my little 1 game suspension because of a violent act that I had just last Thursday when I had that really close loss. If I just did not blow that layup, or I had deducted 2 points, and I could have won it right there. I was only down by 1, but yeah, it was totally frustrating. Had to kick the box. Just emotions were just flaring up really bad, and yeah, just my water bottle is safe. Thank God it's metal. It's a thermos. So, and then but my keys, thank God I was able to put it back together. So yeah, that was a complete embarrassment of me. Everything else is okay, but because it was considered item abuse, I gotta pay the fine and I gotta serve the suspension. I wasn't able to play on Sunday. That was actually Tristan's birthday. I should have done a tribute for that, but I'm gonna make up for whenever that will be for that game on Sunday. So anytime I come across this, I'll go into further detail in case another suspension happens. But as of now, I'm going to make up the game for that particular day, the Tristan's birthday tribute. So, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. As far as not the only thing I wanted to talk about. Going forward, as I continue doing my experiment of these basketball shoot-arounds, as you know, my template, everything else I'm doing is pretty much set in stone. I'm keeping, I'm being consistent with it, but going forward, I do want to address this first thing. So as you know, last Thursday I did my birthday basketball shoot-around tribute to Mhel's birthday, and it is a 1-for-1, right? So what happened was I didn't shoot so well. I was when the time expired, I was only 8 points out of 23 or something like that. So what I did was I made a request, and I'm only gonna allow myself 3 chances of this. As I explained it after the time expired for the one-on-one. This only applies to one-on-one basketball shoot-around games. Okay. So that being said, I do have a total of 3, and that's for the entire year. Yes, I'm talking about entire year 2024. So right now, I've only used up 1, and what happens is I'll have a request to expand it to a second chance, which means let's say, for example, if the timer is 3 minutes in a one-on-one game like that, shoot-around activity. If I feel like I did really miserable, this is only if my point total is down at least 10 points or more. So with that example, I think I was down 9 by 11 points or something like that. I didn't do very good. So I'll allow myself one of that. Okay. And what happens is when I give myself another chance, the same rules would apply. And then the timer, instead of what it originally was, it'll be increased to 1 minute more. So instead of 3 minutes, it would have been 4 minutes. However, I'm only gonna have 1 timeout, not 2, 1 timeout to do the 2 free throws. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I only have 3. I already used up 1 for last Thursday, so I have 2 more for the rest of the year. So I better improve on my shooting, on layups, improve my focus as well mentally. So a lot of times I just feel like I'm out of it, and that, of course, my workplace distracts me. And Thursday was a perfect example. I totally lost it right after a second chance. I lost. So that's the one thing I want to address. Another thing I want to address is I'm going to have 5 total makeup games for the entire year. So let's say, for example, I already played, how many games is that? Going into already almost 3 months. I'm gonna say probably 20 shoot-around games already. So only through losses. I'm gonna have 5 total makeup games. If I feel like I did really miserable on some of them, then I'll have a chance to do 5. And if I did well, if let's say if I on the Kobe Bryant unveiling statue day where I did a shoot around for it, the tribute. If I lost that one, if I make it up, let's say sometime in April 5 or whatever it is, if I win that one, then that will replace the original the loss with that, and to add to the record. But if it's still a loss, then the original result will still be a loss. So that's so I'm only gonna allow myself 5 of those if I feel like I did miserable on some of the shoot around games where I feel like I could have done better. So that's that applies to any loss I have. If I feel like they were really bad, or this can apply to any loss of shoot arounds. So I already used up 1. So I'm gonna have 5 of those. I haven't used 1 yet. I've yet to. So that's another thing I want to address. So those are the 2 main things I do want to address. But I'm gonna address a couple more things going forward, and this will really, I'm gonna have to really buckle down as far as my future shoot-arounds, where certain actions are gonna lead to another suspension or so. But yeah, I will do my shoot-around tomorrow. I'm gonna be in Heritage Park to do Kathryn's birthday tribute. And what's gonna happen is, because I did serve the suspension, the next 5 games, including tomorrow's, and the next 4 games remaining, I'm not gonna have any timeouts. So usually I have 2, but in this case, because I did serve my suspension, that means I'm not gonna have any of the 2 timeouts in the next 2 games, in the next 5 games. So that being said, I gotta take this one very seriously. I gotta prep harder, and hopefully, I mean, it's gonna ruin my chances of winning, but you know what? I gotta do what I must, and I gotta play through it without any of those. So I gotta prepare harder, and hopefully this will really help me through, in the long run. All right. So that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow at Heritage Park. I'll do my next shoot around. I will explain what the activity will be for Kathryn's birthday. Otherwise, y'all have a nice day. Peace.